Hello and welcome to the Magical Quokka Video Hop. I'm Shannon and I am delighted to be new to the Cat Scrappiness creative crew. To participate in our video hop, simply follow the links to view the wonderful videos crafted by our creative crew. Plus, one lucky hopper will win a $15 gift card to the Cat Scrappiness store. To qualify, make sure you're subscribed to the Cat Scrappiness newsletter and complete the Rafflecopter entry form. And while you're hopping, don't forget to like all the videos and subscribe to the Cat Scrappiness channel. Your support means the world to us. All the necessary links, including the Creative Crew Hop list, Cat Scrappiness newsletter subscription, and Rafflecopter entry form can be found in the description box below. Happy hopping! Today I'm going to show you a card I created with one of the stamp sets the stamp set from the new release called Magical Quokkas. And I also used the coordinating dies that are now coming pre-tabbed, so that saves a lot of trouble of having to clip those apart. This is an example of the card I'm going to create. I've gone ahead and stenciled a bunch of the pieces and cut them out so we won't have to do all of that and I can just assemble the card. I have used the following products to create this card: the Magical Quokka stamp and die set that are from the new release, the Scene Builder 6x6 stencil, the Stitched Uppercase Alpha craft dies, the Simple Sentiments stamp and die, and the A2 stitch strips. And these are all of the pieces that I have pre-cut and stenciled. I'll start by comparing them to the card that I've already created. The pop-up panel here is a 2 7/8 inch by 2 7/8 inch panel that I've gone ahead and used the Scene Builder stencil, the cloudy portion of the Scene Builder stencil, and stenciled that panel. I've cut a 3 by 3 inch white mat. Then we have a 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 inch panel that I've stenciled with the same clouds, and I'm going to cut that in half. I have 4 hinges. 2 of them measure 1.5 inches by 3 inches, and 2 of them measure 1/2 inch by 2 inches. Then I have one small, slim portion that I've stenciled, and this is 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that is the little pop-up, or the popped-up portion that holds the tent card in place. So we'll start. Oh, I almost forgot the main card portion. This is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I'm going to use my Cat Scrappiness score tool and score this at 2 1/8. Pull this out a little bit. 2 1/8. It's real thick cardstock, so I have to go a little slow. And at 4 1/4. There we go. And actually I'm going to use the wall of my score buddy here and just fold that down, reinforce that fold, and then fold the second score. Make sure that's straight, reinforce that fold. There we go. Then we're going to score the hinges they are scored at 1.5 inches. One and a half inches for each of them. Set those aside, and the other 2 are scored at 1 inch. And these hinges are used at the bottom of the card to make this pop up when you bend it. Otherwise it rests flat like a standard card base. Pop that up on the little ledge here and our scene pops out. Okay, so now that we've got those scored, we're going to assemble the card. Oh, I forgot. I have to cut my piece here, the 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to cut at 1 7/8, which is right down the middle. Make sure that's straight. Looks pretty good. that. Then we're just going to layer this up on our card base. First we have to layer our card piece, our cloud piece, onto the white mat. And I'll be right back while I unplug my glue. So I've glued the cloud panel and the Magical Quokka to the white mat. I'm going to set that aside. Actually, we're going to need that. We're going to need that to identify where on the card base we want him. With our two larger hinges, we can fold those in half. Actually, we need the score tool to reinforce that score, or reinforce that fold on each of those. And what we're going to do is try to get these to line up approximately on either side of that score line, and then these two are going to be on top. Oh, it looks like we need to trim a little bit. I'm a little bit off on my measurement, so I'm going to use my trimmer and just trim, I'd say about 1/2 of an inch. So this is approximately 3 inches. I'm going to bring it to about 2.5 inches. Oops, I have to move my fingers out of it. So I'll take the bottom or the largest portion of my hinge, add some adhesive, bring this down on the left side of that score line. The same with the other hinge, the other large hinge. Add adhesive. And put that down on the opposite side of the score. Next, we're going to take the two smaller hinges, fold those in half, reinforce that fold. And I think I'm going to do the same and just use my scissors this time and trim a little bit of that excess off. I haven't cut my sentiment strip mat yet, but I do know that I will only need a small portion to hold that sentiment strip. I will place in the lower portion on either side, on opposite sides of the score line. There we go. Next we'll take our stenciled cloud panels, add adhesive, make sure it get close to the edge. And then put it down. And then do the same, just push the little feet of the hinges over to the other side. Add my adhesive, put this down, leaving approximately 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Rub that down. Okay, then we open our hinges so that they're laying flat, and we'll add the adhesive to the hinges. And I like to add quite a bit of adhesive. I don't have to get really close to the edge because I don't want any of the adhesive to erp out, but I do want enough adhesive so that I have wiggle room so I can make sure that the panel is, sure it lines up on all sides. Doesn't look crooked to me. Give it a push. There we go, and it pops up. Okay, and we have a couple more steps left. Maybe I should have done this one first, but we're going to take the 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch cloud stenciled panel, and this is where we're going to add our Muggle word, our letters. Make sure I spell it right. And I am going to fast forward through this Next, we'll take the release paper off of my double-sided foam strips. And we want to line this up with 1/8 of an inch. You know, I'm gonna put some adhesive on this too, so I have a little bit of wiggle time. We will put the glue on the hinges. Let's double check our, looks good. Glue on our hinges. Enough so we have a little bit of wiggle time. Try to line that up with the bottom and the top and the sides. Oops. Give it a push. Oh, and then it wiggles when you push it. Okay, and we'll wrap this up with a few embellishments. I don't know what I did with my embellishment tray. We'll just use a couple of these yellow dots, yellow and red dots, a little bit of glue. Let's do, first remove some of this excess glue. And we'll do a couple by the birthday wishes. There's our card. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hop on to the next video. The links are all down below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.